from Annealong Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my August TBR. Now, as I said in the previous video, I won't be doing very many videos in August. I'm having a little bit of a break. You'll get the wrap up for the July, after I wrap up part 2, you'll get an August wrap up part 1, middle of the month, and then you'll get my TBR for September. But that will be it because, like I said, this month is going to be focused on children. Please feel free to follow me on Instagram because I'll still be putting up lots of pictures. I've gone back to basics and really started enjoying my Instagram again. I'm really loving posting some fun pictures and it's a good way of keeping in touch with you guys, but not having the pressure. So thank you all for your support on there. I'm still down as Annealong Novels, so have good fun. I'm doing 3 readathons this month, which is probably a bit too many. In the first 5 days will be the last 5 days of Daisy Jones and the 6th readathon, which I'll show you the book for that. Then at the start of the month, Simon from Savage Read is running the High Bear Nation readathon for the first 8 days, doing a couple of books for that. And then there is another readathon, which is the History Challenge, which is running from the 17th to the 30th. Sit down, Thomas. I told you might get kids a lot in this. And that's obviously historical fiction, historical non-fiction, which I'll be participating in. But I'm doing bits for the readathons, but I'm not going into them because, like I said, I don't want to put pressure on myself, and the children have to come first. And obviously, I'm doing the last book in the Annealong. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna miss the Annealong. Thank you so much, Tia, for running this, and we did it with the other lady from Curly Reader, Amanda from the Curly Reader. I have loved that read-along. It's a read-along, and it's been brilliant, and I've loved it, and I'm so gutted that this is the last book in the series. So, shall I get on? I will show you first of all, obviously. That's the first one I'll be reading because it's the last in the series. It's Rilla of Ingleside. And then I will show you about the prompts for the hibernation and what books fit for that. And then I'll do my TBR choice. This is going to be a long video. So, Simon from Savage Reads is running the hibernation. It's not a heavy readathon. It looks like it's fun. And I've fitted books that I already had chosen for the read-along into this. So the first prompt is a book with a red cover. I haven't got a book with red cover, but I've got this one, which I'll explain more about soon. It's got red on the front cover. Some people like it hot or cold. Some people like it hot in the summer. Choose a book set in somewhere super hot or super cold. This is East of the Sun, which if you would have seen my video, Partner Picks My TBR, he picked this one, and this fits that readathon. It also fits the prompt of Summer Sun. Choose a book with a summer cover, sun on the cover, or sun or sun in the cover. See, East of the Sun, got a very summery cover, so that is that prompt. Holidays. A book set somewhere you've always wanted to go on holiday. Rilla of Ingleside. I always wanted to go to Canada. I've got family there. My dad's cousins live over there. Linda's obviously there. Linda from Linda World of Books is there. Nikki's there from I_read past my bedtime. I've got some lovely friends there, and I would love to visit there. So, yes, definitely would love to go there. So that one matches that prompt. The extra bear prompts are Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda, a book you meant to read for the first half of 2020. Well, this one is that, which is I Know Where the Caged Bird Sings. I am reading this for the Daisy Jones and the 6th read-along, and so obviously now that I'm going to prioritise that's going to be read in the first 5 days. So that's 2 readathons connected. Got a readathon and a read-along connected, so I'm still being sensible. And I've connected my friends' choices, so they're going to go to one side there. Wildlife, a book with an animal or a sun on that makes you think of the summer. Well, I think that peacock. That looks quite summery. I just think that looks pretty. So that's about as close to that as I can. Read, a 24 or 48 hour reading along. I don't know if I can do that. I've got the children. I'll give it my best shot. And Summer Social, share a picture of your favourite reading spot on Instagram using the hashtag. I will obviously do that because I love doing pictures on Instagram. So I've written the hashtag down so I remember it. Now I will go on to my friend's choice. The lovely Linda chose my book for this month, and she chose The Clockmaker's Daughter by Kate Morton. You guys know I love Kate Morton books. Unfortunately, she also picked a book that's like about 600 pages. Thanks, Linda. That's going to be a real big challenge. but I love Kate Morton's books. It's got at least 2 timelines, and so one is in the depths of the 19th century winter, a little girl is abandoned in the narrow streets of London, adopted by her mysterious stranger, and in turn she becomes a thief, a friend, a nurse, a muse, and a lover. Then in the summer of 1862, shortly after her 18th birthday, she retreats with a group of artists to a beautiful house in the Upper Thames. Tensions simmer. Over the next century and beyond, Birchwood Manor welcomes many newcomers, but it guards its secrets closely, until a young woman is drawn to visit the house because of a family secret of her own. So it's the mystery of the clockmaker's daughter begins to unravel, and that we discover the stories of those who have passed through Birchwood Manor since the fateful day in 1862. Oh my goodness. Well done, Linda. This looks amazing. Why did it have to be so long? So this one might have to be read alongside other books. I think books this long I like to read in amongst other books alongside them. So probably once I finish my buddy read, which I'll tell you about in a minute, I will start this book because of that. My buddy read is The Switch. My only buddy read of the month, potentially. Although in September I've got loads. And this is The Switch Battle Leary. You guys know I love The Flatchair. It's one of my favourite books of the year. Chris bought me this full price, which was lovely of him. It's only a short 300-page one. I'm reading it with Chloe, and I love Chloe. She's one of my best friends, and I literally love her. You guys all know about The Switch. I don't need to go on about it. It's about 2 different women, 2 different generations, switching lives. You know I love the older female protagonist. You know I love that. Cannot wait to read that. I'm now going to do my TBR jar choice because last month I forgot to do it. This month I thought I would do it now, so I remember to do it. So, here's my jar. I'm going to be good. I will make sure that whatever I pick up I do. Don't know when to stop. I think I'll stop at that one. Okay, oh, that one. Please tell me it's going to be a shorter one. Please tell me it's going to be a shorter one. The Goodbye Girl. Oh, The Goodbye Girl. I think it was The Goodbye Gift I meant. Which is a thriller. So Nick from A Beautiful Curse of Books, you're going to love this. It is a thriller. It's a 400-page one, but it's not the longest, so that's good. Lucy has been desperate for a new heart as long as she can remember, but getting the call to say the donor has been found will be a bittersweet relief, because for her to live, someone else must die. Julia, Helen, Phoebe have become fast friends throughout their life, through Helen's unexpected pregnancy and the death of Phoebe's mother, and Julia's desperation to conceive with a much younger husband. Yet a deep friendship can hide many secrets, and their friendship reaches crisis point. Eek! I'm quite happy with that. It's not bad. It's Amanda Brooks, so it's a thriller. 3 best friends, 1 tragic accident. So I've got another thriller to add to my chart. That's okay. I'm now going to put that away. So that's my TBR choice. I don't need any more notes on this because that's it. So I can put those into one side now and show you the books I'm going to be reading. The rest of them. North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. That also reaches for the History Challenge because it's a classic. I wanted to read an Elizabeth Gaskell because you know I love Elizabeth Gaskell's works. I spoke to the lovely Kate, and she's just so sweet. Kate and Kate Howe is just one of my loveliest people. A really good friend on here, and she said out of the books I was either going to read Wives and Daughters or this. She said this one because it's got like a lovely romance. It's North and South. It's brilliant. I cannot wait to read that. So that's going to be... It's quite a long one. It's about 500 odd pages, but it's a classic, so I can't wait to read that. I'm only reading that as my only sort of real classic of the month because obviously with Jane Austen July I read a lot of classics. The next one is The Wolf Princess. Chris chose that for the Partner's Choice, so obviously I'm going to link the Partner's Choice DVD below, and that's where I talk about this book a lot more. But it is YA fantasy. It's good. It's one of Mia's books, and look at the beautiful spine. Can't wait. That's one of the ones I'm going to give back to Mia. Then I've got, I told you guys I needed to read a horror. I asked your advice. Out of all the Stephen King books I had, you guys recommended I read this one. It's another 500-page book. What am I going to be doing this month? Summer holidays, and I'm reading The Bag of Bones by Stephen King. I don't know any more than that. I know my sister gave it to me. I know it's Stephen King, so I know that I could well be very scared. But apparently it's probably one of his milder ones. The typing's not too small in it, which is quite good. But I don't know any more than that. I know I'm going to give it a shot, and I know it's finally a horror to add to my goals list. Then a book that I'm not sure whether I'm going to be either reading this for Simon's readathon at the start with the hibernation, Thomas go away, or the history readathon at the end of the month. It's the next book in the Philippa Gregory's Plantagenet series. It's focusing on Anne Neville and her sister Isabel. They're the daughters of the most powerful magnate in England, the Earl of Warwick. The kings make a book born with royal blood in their veins. Widowed at 14, fatherless, stripped of her inheritance, with her mother locked in sanctuary, and Isabel a vengeful enemy. Anna faces the world alone. Please go away. But as the fortune wheel is always turning, plotting her escape from her sister's house, she finds a husband in the handsome Duke of Gloucester and marries without permission. Danger follows, and she finds a mortal enemy in the most powerful Queen of England. Wanted to read this, going for it. It's either going to be read at the start or the end of the month. So, wish me luck with that one. I thought I've got to take Bernard's advice. I've got to carry on with this Plantagenet series and get it cracked on with it. And I love my Tudor books, so getting that one done. The next one is a book that is partly inspired by Chloe, partly because it's on my bookish poster, and it's on. I need to go for the Hunger Games. I've seen all the films, but I've not read the books for a very long time, so I'm going to count it to be starting from new. I've got all three of them up there on my shelves. I'm borrowing them from my lovely niece, and you guys know all about the Hunger Games. I don't need to tell you. In a dark vision of the near future, 12 boys and 12 girls are forced to appear in a live TV show called The Hunger Games. There is one rule: kill or be killed. This is going to be hard-hitting. This is going to be tough. I love the film. Let's see if I like the book. And it's another chunky 450-page book. It isn't going to be gentle on me. This one I will get through. The next one is Chris's choice for the month, The Little Coffee Shop of Kabul. Another one that is in that video, so I don't need to tell you more. Apparently it's a chick lit. I thought it was historical fiction, but it's a chick lit set in India. I love the India bit. I love the fact that it's set in Kabul, sorry. I don't know whether my location is good. 5 friends, all different stories, all different lives. It looks fantastic. Another one of Chris's books, Smokey and the Brave. Non-fiction book, so it goes for my non-fiction goal. Set in World War II, so that looks good. It's going to be fun. I'm sorry about this. Children's going to be galore for this video. The next one is another one that Chris picked. So again, on that one, it's set in 1806 in Australia, so it meets some of my goals. It's in a different era than what's in my other books, and it looks good. Really looking forward to this. Really can't wait. Now, one that I got in a charity shop, but the lovely Julie from Hungry Bookworm, if I would have been able to get down to see her, she was going to give me this one. It's The Confessions of Franny Langton. I really want to get more on it, but it really talks about 1826, and all of London is in a frenzy. Crowds gather at the gates of the Old Bailey to watch Franny Langton, maid to Mr. and Mrs. Benham, goes on trial for their murder. The testimonies against her are damning. Slave, whore, seductress, but they may be the truth, but they're not the whole truth. For the first time, Franny must tell her story, and it begins with a girl learning to read on a plantation in Jamaica, and ends in the Grand House in London, where a beautiful woman wants to be freed. This looks amazing. I love the copy I've got. It's beautiful. Thomas is a chatterbox. Still nearly 400 pages, but it looks great, and it's one that I'm really looking forward to reading. Then it's a summer, so I've got to read a summer book. Got to read a chick lit. Got to read Jenny Colgan. It's The Bookshop on the Shore. Bookshops, beaches, what more do you want? Escape to the Scottish Highlands, where a tiny bookshop perches on the edge of the loch. Zoe is a single mother struggling to cope alone in London. Her little boy Harry is the light of her life, but refuses to speak, and the landlord has just raised the rent on her flat. So when the opportunity arises to move to Scotland to help run a bookshop, Zoe leaps at it. A small village in the Highlands sounds like the perfect escape they need. Escape, books, beaches. Gotta love the sound of this one. Then I've got another thriller for the month. I got this at a charity shop ages ago. Then She Was Gone, A Missing Girl, A Buried Secret. Lisa Jules. I once said I wanted to try a Lisa Jules thriller, and this looks perfect. She was 15, her mother's golden girl. She had a whole life ahead of her. And then, in the blink of an eye, Ellie was gone. 10 years on, Laurel has never given up hope of finding Ellie. And when she meets a charming and charismatic stranger who speaks her off her feet, what really takes her away is when she meets the 9-year-old daughter, because the daughter is an image of Ellie, and her memories come flooding back. Sorry about this, guys. Thriller, daughters, parents, mother-daughter thing. This could be scary and this can freak me out, but it looks brilliant. And then lastly, the book that I'm going to try and save for the end of the month, because from the lovely Clint from Reads Readers might read this with me. It's Alice Forgot. It's Leanne Moriarty. You guys know I love Leanne Moriarty. My sister Charlie is raved about this book, and there is other people that have raved about it, and it looks amazing. I think, if I'm not remembering, Danny from Spinelli Speaks, she loved this book as well. Oh yeah, she said she read it in like one sitting. So Alice wakes up on the floor of a gym with a nasty bump on her head, thinking she's still a fun-loving 29-year-old with a gorgeous husband and pregnant with her first baby. To her disbelief, it soon transpires that the fall has knocked 10 years off her memory, and she's actually an uptight 39-year-old whose idea of a good time is a 3-hour workout followed by committee meetings. How on earth did she become like the kind of woman she despised? And how can she not remember giving birth to 3 children and why did her husband suddenly hate her? This looks amazing. I really hope Clint find this book so we can read this. I am probably the most desperate to read this. It's the one that I'm looking forward to so much. And I can't wait for this. Now, I have picked some amazing books, some long books. I hope I can achieve the challenge. I hope I can read them all, and I hope that you guys all like what I picked. If there's any of the ones that I have said that you would like to buddy read with me, please feel free to message me and I'll sort that out. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.